the Dems in particular have been grappling with lately. And that's probably another separate room, but to talk about their key issues. But the top issue that just came back on a When We All Vote survey was economic issues were the top. Abortion was still on there, so health and access to health. Climate was fifth, and I'll just check the others and report back tomorrow, because I've now moved on from that. I had it bookmarked, forgive me, and I've moved on from it, but I'll also brief more on that.
All right, thank you, Andrea. All right, Denise, you're up. Take us out.
Man, there's so much pressure all the time.
No.
Bring it, Denise.
I have been really watching a lot of the coverage of like the post Mandami win, and really struck by it. Sometimes encouraged and sometimes profoundly disheartened with how we, even as some Democrats, unfortunately, have just really been kind of awful, right? And I have a little shrine on my desk in my office. I call it my humility shrine. And one of the items on my shrine is a Barack Obama bobblehead doll. And I keep it there because when he announced he was going to run, I laughed out loud. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous. I thought there was no chance that there would be a Black president in my lifetime. And I was wrong, not just once, but twice. So I keep it on my shrine to remind me to never let the disappointments of yesterday rob me of the possibility of tomorrow. And I guess I just want to, Mandami reminded me of that. Like, here's this guy with this crazy name that has this title, and he just did it. He just ran. He just, like instead of giving into a crisis of imagination, he just moved forward despite all the reasons that it theoretically wasn't supposed to work. And I've just been taking a lot of encouragement from that, listen, I don't know what's at the very top of the stairs, but all you can do is take the next stair, the next step in the journey, and just keep moving forward. So I'm looking at that win today and challenging myself to make sure that I am living in possibility and not in distraction or discouragement. And just wanted to encourage everyone else to do this.
Wow. Denise, you're really good at this word thing. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I have a lot of it. Well, look, it makes you think. Thanks so much, everybody. We have a lot to do, but that's the deal. We will be back tomorrow, same time, same station. See you then.
In people than, like, the old racial categories from the 1800s. Elvis to white people. So it was like
Again, that's a very that's one of those impossible ways.
Where is mine?
There's no
What is awareness?
your existence.
So awareness isn't like when I'm aware of something.
For you, it will be like that. For God, it will be pure awareness. Doesn't need to utilize that faculty.
No, I just looked
If he is, he would be awareness itself. So the thing is, because it's not separate and self, so to love another would be to ground this love in this all love God. To be aware would be to ground this awareness. You and I, for example, are aware of something. As an observer, for example, in a very heightened, like meditative state of awareness, then this awareness is grounded in this all awareness of things, which is God itself. So it will always be like through another.
The visualization finally comes in about you mentioned with somebody with his eccentric views. All the Muslims say one thing, and this person says something else. Actually, just their own readings. But when I'm talking about serious scholarship, what they say as example, while famous Sheikh, he said the following: anybody who rejects slavery in Islam is either super ignorant and or a kafir. This is a very serious thing. He might be right. Now let's look at this. I hope this can be backed up by proof. This is not just an assertion. Because my dad, if he said something like this, it won't be nice. My own dad, my late dad, who was actually a very learned man, exceptionally learned, I wouldn't let him off with this. Say, where did you prove that? And please don't go around making these claims in public. You need to show proof as a Muslim. You can't go around these people's rights involved. You do not define Islam. I don't define Islam. There is no so-called fatwa. You don't have right to make no fatwa. I don't see nowhere where Allah or His Messenger tells you have right to make fatwa. I have let it. You are. You need to present proof. You're ready. No, we're not your followers. We follow Allah and His Messenger specifically as Muslims. Now you need to track this claim of yours. If you could show me in the Quran and so what as the Sunnah, we're happy. I would reform my ideas. It's not the first time I've changed them, and I would concede. And I would be even an advocate of the position. But you're not going to be rambling along.
But you know like that. You know like that.
Okay, we'll.
I'm a daddy, remember. I can actually do it.
But before you do this, Sheikh, and we actually hear this long-awaited video that somebody promised that he was going to play. It's only 3 minutes, like 3 or maybe even 4 minutes. And I hope somewhere in this is a proof, something that shows that somebody who does not accept slavery like myself, it's not the first time I said you changed my mind. That there is a gravitational proof in what this statement is to show that anybody, that slavery, number one, is part and parcel of Islam, is endorsed by Islam. Number two, that anybody who rejects this is ignorant and or a kafir. I hope this can be substantiated. If it can't, then it says volumes about the things that you're citing and why you're citing them. Could you play it and then give us your comment?
Is that what
Diana in Spain.
Dawood, are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening in the background.
So we're waiting to play.
Because there's a distinction between, because we do need to make a distinction between overturning the 14th Amendment and interpreting.
Hey, I have Lou, I have a clarity point before you do a vote.
Hold on. I just want to do a vote. You got put a gun emoji in the chat if y'all feel like there needs to be clarification, right? And to the 14th Amendment for Donald Trump is not trying to repeal it, right? He's trying to he's expressly trying to restrict how it's interpreted, right? So, do y'all agree with Trump? Put a gun emoji, put a brain emoji in chat if y'all disagree.
No, Lou, he's literally trying to repeal it. That's what he's trying to do. He even gave an alternative other than how it's done now. Yes, he said that it. No, can we read the executive order? Can we read the executive order?
We can read the executive order.
He literally gave an alternative. He wants it to go from just solid to just sanguinis, which basically means that you have to have at least one American parent who is already a citizen, a citizen or a green card holder. That is literally what is being submitted, as opposed to what is in place now, which would literally repeal the 14th Amendment, which means that birth by soil would be invalidated. So
okay,
that's
so Mickey, I have the
Mickey, I know you're not American. But there's no I in my name.
Yeah.
It's M-E-K-E-Y.
Yeah, it was just real quick. So AI, you referenced this 2-year thing. So that was for naturalization. It's from the Naturalization Act of 1790, and then it became 5 years in 1795. But it did not change the birth rule. So that did not speak to that at all. If you could have been 2 Italians, and if you had a child in the U.S., that child would be a U.S. citizen. So that Naturalization Act did not speak to children at all. So even before the 14th